Just 1 second.
Actually, I would like
Ready.
to... Okay.
You can start.
If I may ask first to Patricia, possibly to just introduce the event because it's organized by her organization, and then I will go.
Okay. So thank you very much for coming here today. We are assisting to the second activity of the Analyum Foundation Virtual Marathon, led by IFED. Our project is called Femtrepreneur, and thank you to System and Generation and also to CCBE for organizing these two debates. This will be the first debate that is in charge of System and Generation, our Turkish partner. So yes, I hope you will enjoy the topic, and we will have, I'm sure that we will have a very high level debate. So thank you very much, Jacopo, and the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Yes, indeed, we are very glad to be here to support this initiative. We really appreciate, we really believe in the potential, the educational potential of debating. So it's a very nice initiative. Yes, I would suggest we may start with the debate, so that then we will have also sometimes after it for some reflection from our side, let's say, on the motion and on the debate itself. So I would like to read the motion again. So we will debate on the motion: women should not reach high-level jobs because they are more emotional than men. This is our today's motion. And we have, as you know, we are using the Oxford model. So it means that we will have two teams debating. There is the proposition team and the opposition team. And they will have 4 minutes for the first round, 3 minutes for the second round. So let me introduce the debaters. So in the proposition team, we have Doğukan. Doğukan, welcome. Would you kindly introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me well. My name is Doğukan. I'm 23 years old. I live in Ankara, and I'm just still, and hope so we can enjoy and learn something. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is it your first time debating?
For international, yeah.
Okay, thank you. And as a second debater of the proposition team, we have Silvia. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. I'm Silvia De Lucia. I'm 27 years old, and I'm a new volunteer of System and Generation. And this is my first debate. Sorry. And thank you all.
Thank you very much. And yeah, I will also assist Silvia with the translation. We thought because she really would like to be involved in this activity. The topic is very relevant, but just she requested our support for the translation. So our idea was to split her speech in two parts, and I will translate the main points at the middle and at the end. And then we move to the opposition team. So the first debater is Emma. Welcome, Emma.
Hello, I'm Emma. I'm 20 years old. I'm from France, but I'm currently in Spain because I'm a trainee at AFED. And this is my first debate. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. And we have, as a second debater of the opposition team, we have Ikram. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ikram. I'm 24 years old, and I came from Spain. Mm-hmm. And yes, it's not my first debate, but it's the first one in English. So.
Okay, thank you. And as adjudicators, so the judges of this debate, as I was updated last, are Esmeralda and Patricia. No one else, right?
Julia also.
Julia.
Yes.
Okay. So there, we have 3 adjudicators. So maybe Esmeralda, would you like to?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. Yeah, this is a project that we are in partnership with IFED, and as one of the organizers, I'm very pleased to have you all here. And yeah, I'm Esmeralda. I work at the Analin Foundation, head of network here in Turkey. And for today, as Jacopo said, I'll be one of the adjudicators. Wishing a very fruitful debate and fair debate to everyone.
Thank you. Julia?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Julia. I live in Granada. I'm 25 years old, and it seems that I'm taking the speaking time today, and it's my first time as a judge. And thank you all to be here.
Thank you very much. And Patricia?
Hello, everybody. My name is Patricia. I am from Granada and I am working in IFED. Hello, Alfred. And so, yes, I am 26 years old, almost 27. And yes, I am from the organization, from the Libyan organization, and I hope that you will enjoy it.
Thank you very much. And also, yeah, I would like to just remind for our audience, observers, and debaters themselves that according to the Oxford model, the adjudicators will evaluate the performance of the debaters according to 4 main criteria, which are the arguments, the rebuttals, the use of the voice, and the so-called intercultural dimensions. Okay, so just for you to know at least briefly how will the performance be evaluated. And also, before we start, I would like also to give the floor to Asif from the Center for Capacity Building and Empowerment, that is also a partner of this project.
Good afternoon and good evening to all who are far from places, wherever you are. Good afternoon and good evening. Here I am Asif Khan. I am founder and project manager of Center for Capacity Building and Empowerment in Malmö, Sweden. We are one of the partners in this project, and I welcome you all, and I really hope that we will have a very great discussion and eventually we will learn something out of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And yeah, after the debate, we will have the chance also to speak with our observers. So we will really appreciate to hear also the feedback of the observers that for now during the debate will be audience, but after it will be really appreciated, yeah, if they would like to share something about the content of the debate, about the performance of the debaters, and any other inputs that they would like to share. Okay, so we are ready to start. I'm sharing my screen with the timer. Just one moment. Okay, here it is. Okay, so as you know, for the first round, the debaters will have 4 minutes. So I would like to read once again the motion and then leave the floor to Dokan as first debater of the proposition team.
Sorry, Jacob, I am not the first one.
Okay,
and the second.
Okay, you are the second. So Silvia is the first, and for the opposition team is Emma the first and Ikram the second, or vice versa?
No, Ikram is the first.
Okay. Okay, I got it right. Okay. Just one moment, I'm taking notes. Okay. Okay. So yeah, once again, the motion for this debate. This house believes that, this is like the Oxford model formula, this house believes that women should not reach high-level jobs because they are more emotional than men. So we leave the floor to Silvia for 4 minutes. Silvia, the floor is yours.
Ok, thank you. Allora, Noi siamo qui appunto per dimostrare che le donne appunto non possono raggiungere o comunque possono avere maggiori difficoltà per arrivare ad alti livelli per quanto riguarda il lavoro, soprattutto appunto per il fattore emozionale, ok? Adesso facciamo una specie di gioco, tutti insieme, ok? Proviamo a chiudere gli occhi, tutti, e proviamo ad immaginare per pochi secondi una giornata tipo di una donna qualunque in una qualsiasi parte del mondo, ok? Ecco, ora che avete immaginato, provate ad aggiungere queste cose. Provate ad aggiungere una casa da pulire, uno o più figli da accudire, lo sport, la spesa, la scuola, il ciclo mestruale, la menopausa, un marito, qualsiasi, o un hobby, qualsiasi hobby, e poi un lavoro. Sì, sì, proprio un lavoro, anche per ultimo, ma anche un lavoro. Potremmo dire siamo donne, quindi ce la possiamo fare tutto. Ma per raggiungere un lavoro ad alto livello, basta questo? Ovvero, voi ci riuscireste? Riusciremo a fare questa, potremmo riuscire a fare questa cosa? Ecco, le emozioni, come possono in tutto questo non fare il loro gioco? Come possono non intralciare la vita quotidiana? Ok? I ruoli dove impegno e competizione sono comunque cose importantissime. Ok? Una ricerca del 1998 dimostra che la sensibilità e l'emotività della donna è molto più alta rispetto a quella maschile. Ok? Detto ciò, vogliamo sottolineare anche che però ci sono lavori altrettanto rispettabili e fondamentali che appunto richiedono sensibilità ed emotività, come ad esempio l'infermiera, l'educatrice, le maestre, i ruoli come la psicologa, sono tutti ruoli. Ne stoppo?
Sì, se mi dai un attimo così faccio la prima metà, traduco. Solo una cosa, mi chiarisci la ricerca, che ricerca è, scusa, dove dimostra che le donne hanno più emotività?
Una ricerca del 1998, fatta dagli Stati Uniti d'America.
Ok. Ok. Un minuto solo. Okay, now I will translate the first part of the speech, I mean the main points. So Silvia is saying that the proposition team will try to demonstrate that women have higher difficulties for due to the emotional, their emotional side, let's say. Then she was inviting us to close our eyes and try to imagine the typical day of a woman wherever in the world, in whichever country in the world. And imagine that she has to take care of the house chores, like cleaning, ironing, and so on, washing, etc. Plus, she may have some daughters and sons, plus she's in charge of the shopping, plus she has some hormones imbalance, let's say due to period, plus she may have a husband, hobby, and at the end you also put a job even. So on top of that, all those things, she even has a job to take care of. So can really a woman manage all of this without being emotionally imbalanced? Not really, according to Syria, because okay, women are strong, but it's a lot, and emotions will definitely affect the daily life in jobs that require high qualification and high commitment. So especially for those kind of jobs with high qualification required and high commitment, this lifestyle and these emotions will really affect the performance. And according to a research from 1998 from the US, it has been demonstrated that women has much higher emotivity rather than men. And now, okay, she was going in the second part of the speech. So Silvia, ti lascio la parola.
Okay. Thank you. Ok, però detto ciò vogliamo anche sottolineare che ci sono lavori fondamentali dove appunto l'emotività e la sensibilità sono alla priorità, sono proprio principali, ovvero lavori come educatrici, infermiere, le maestre, le psicologhe. Sono appunto lavori rispettabili, soprattutto l'esempio che abbiamo sotto mano appunto è quello dell'infermiere. L'abbiamo visto tutti nell'ultimo anno quanto è stata fondamentale questa professione. Quindi ci sono lavori dove in realtà l'emotività è alla base, quindi lavori altrettanto rispettabili anche se non sono lavori di leadership, ok? ma resta appunto un grande quesito, appunto, questo della leadership, ovvero in un mondo crudele, competitivo, un leader o un manager appunto si trovava a dover prendere decisioni molto difficili. Quindi la domanda è, una donna, madre, con tutta la sua sensibilità, con tutta la loro emotività, può avere il coraggio e la forza di licenziare, non so, ad esempio un dipendente? Può una donna, capo di Stato, essere credibile quando minaccia un intervento di un colpo di Stato? Quindi crediamo che le donne possano avere ruoli importanti sociali, ma quando la responsabilità ad alto livello entra in gioco, le carte iniziano a mescolarsi. Cambiano perché appunto entrano in gioco fattori diversi, come appunto essere inclini alla depressione, alle emozioni negative, al self-control che è molto più debole. Fattori quindi fisiologici, quindi dati di ricerca e non invenzioni e soltanto parole. Okay? Quindi riassumiamo ripetendo che le donne rispetto agli uomini hanno e non è una cosa reale, barriere molto più potenti da abbattere rispetto appunto alla categoria maschile. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Silvia. Okay, so I will also summarize the second part. So Silvia was saying also, according to the proposition team, it doesn't necessarily mean that women do not highly contribute to society. In fact, there are many fundamental, essential jobs that are mostly performed by women as educators, teachers, psychologists, nurses, caregivers. And we have seen, especially about nurses, we have seen how essential was this job during the pandemic. Okay, so and nurses are mostly women statistically. So even there are jobs where emotivity is the base, like it's an important factor to perform well in those jobs. So they might be not considered high level or leadership jobs, but it doesn't mean that they're not essential anyway. In fact, also she said the world is very high competitive. The work, the labor market, let's say, is very high competitive, and women, especially when they are mothers, they are much more emotional, so they might have less capacity to be lucid and to take decisions that can be very harsh. For example, to fire someone, like an employee, if they need to fire an employee, or if they're in charge of very highly responsible decisions to be taken. And there are many emotional factors that that affect their mindset, and also women are psychologically more triggered to have depression and to have some other kind of psychological possible, let's say, disorders due to physiological factors and emotional or hormonal imbalance. So the position that they want to carry on is that women have higher emotional barriers that they need to take care of. Thank you. I hope I translated quite okay. Okay, so now we move to the first debater of the opposition team, which is Ikram. So Ikram, the floor is yours for 4 minutes.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, thank you, Silvia. Okay, let's start. Okay. Related to the first argument that Silvia gave, I must say that we mustn't generalize when we say that women are more emotional than men. Both men and women have emotions and feelings. Some studies show that women are much more emotional than men, and others the opposite things. Maybe the difference is in the way that we express our emotions. Or maybe we are just as emotional, or maybe it depends on each personality. For example, a study that has been conducted by neurologists at MinLab showed that men are actually much more sensitive than women. And 67% of men that participated in the survey admitted that they actually felt more emotional than they let on. When we talk about emotion, we think about weakness. I mean, through the years, society has held the conception that a man is much stronger than women, and that is why they hide their most emotional side and keep it to themselves. And this is wrong. Why do I just want to ask everyone that why do we approach emotions from a negative connotation and understand that they can negatively influence the ability to exercise a job regardless of the position? What if we saw emotion from the way what they can contribute, the potential of emotions, and consequently from the point of view of our discussion centered on women could be focused and highlighted. The good communication that they can provide, relationship skills, the ability to handle stress, as Sylvia said, or for example, the creative innovation they can bring for the workplace. She talked about the pandemic of the COVID, and that women are stressful because of the house, they have kids, they have to take care of the house, the husband, daughters, and even their job. Okay, I must say that in this year, and because of the pandemic, we have been living a year marked by massive protests and political unrest around the world. Few people use this power like in a good way. I must underline what the Prime Minister of Norway, Emma Swell, said, that the democratic countries where human rights are respected and where women can achieve the highest position in society are also the countries that were best equipped to handle the crisis of COVID-19. Let's see. The Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern, she defeated that first-hand and second wave of the virus in her country by implementing a strict lockdown and quarantine procedures. And the Taiwan president, ex-president Tsai Ing-wen, sorry for the pronunciation, she implemented a rigorous contact tracing program in January. As a result, the island of 23 million people has lost just 7 people at the virus. Okay, let me give you another example. For example, sorry. And this woman, where you said that they can't do like a strong work, that they're like very sensitive, but because of the work that they have been doing during the pandemic of COVID-19, they take some very restrictive, strong restrictions. And because of that, they could like defeat the COVID in their countries. So if you symbolize sensitive women.
I'm so sorry, I need to interrupt you.
Yes.
So sorry, because time is up.
Okay.
I need to interrupt you. So you might maybe finalize in the next round. Also because according to the Oxford rules, like there can be some 10 extra seconds just to finish the period, but yeah, no more. Sorry, I need to interrupt your speech. Okay, so we move now to the second debater of the proposition team. So Dokan, the floor is yours for 4 minutes from the moment you start to speak.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, my both friends, Ikram and Sylvia. First of all, I want to say that I want to start with my sentences with the it's not a rule that we are talking about. It's just a recommendation about the women can be more emotional than men, so it's better the men be on the high level of job or position. And I was going to Sylvia, as we say that the woman needs to take care about house. It's not about to just woman must take care about house. As a woman, also man has some responsibility about house, like fixing stuff, or it's up to family that you can get the job. It's up to your family. And the important thing is when you have a child, the woman can breed the child, as we all know that. So it's a big responsibility that we cannot pass. And for us, we want to not equal with the men and women. We want to be fair. I hope you understood me, because the equal means that we have we have different needs and we have different features. So we need to be fair. So if I need that, you need to give me that. You cannot give me that with another person. So for Ikram, I want to say something about Ikram sentences. Maybe we are both men and women emotional, but emotional expression is different stuff. So when we are happy, it's different than we are just happy, because we are showing the people that we are happy. So on that topic, research say that women are more, how can I say, emotional expressive than men. So the women make it show it the area too much than us. So as I know, in the antidepressant topic, antidepressant using on the woman are more than men. So it means that the antidepressant, when you use antidepressant, it means that you have you need some help about your stress level. And about another topic is subjected to sexual harassment in the workplace. It's affected by lots of women, affected to lots of women, and it also increases stress level of women in the workplaces. So it can affect the high level job or high level position. So as I told before, breathing is also important when they have a child. For the independent UK, you know that news, independent UK, more than 2 of 10 women say that when they are in period, they gain, and they're receiving lots of bad, how can I say, the bad comments about their period, and they're sarcastic ones. So it can again make them stressful and make them more emotional on their job. And Miss Alessio from Italy, I think, and she is an industrial and business anthropologist. And she said that in the high level of risk or under pressure, women are taking decisions more ethical way. So it affects the companies bad. And if you compare with the men's generally using the tools and making strategic decisions. So with the high level jobs and high level companies or high level positions, the profit of company is the most important thing. So emotions must be stay back. Thank you for all of.
And thank you very much, Dokan. So we
Jacopo,
move. Yes.
1 second before going to the next debater. For next time, Dokan, please keep your mic closed, because your voice is very low and some of the participants texted me that they cannot hear properly. For the next round, please.
Okay, what can you say it again? What happened?
Your voice comes very low. Okay, the audio. Okay. So keep your mic maybe a bit closer or.
Okay.
Are you with phone, Dokan?
Yeah, I am with phone and I have headphones.
Okay. Yeah, maybe just to keep it a bit closer when you speak. That's all. Okay. Thank you very much. And now for the second debater of the opposition team. So we give the floor to Emma to close the first round. So Emma, the floor is yours for 4 minutes from the moment you start to speak.
Okay, so I'm going to jump on what he has just said, even if I didn't hear everything. So the first thing that strikes me is that he says that women women have to be in charge of family, and when they have a family, they can't just reach higher level job. And I think that we tend to forget that the children that have mothers, they also have fathers, and this is the main problem, because when we're talking about women that can reach high-level positions, because everything in the household, like cleaning, cooking, and also taking care of the children, it's like the women that have to do this, and we forget that also the men can do this. But that's why also I think that is the main thing that just prevents women from getting rich higher level paid job. It's because they have 2 jobs at once, actually, that they're going to the work today, and when they go home, they have the second work that's starting, because they have to like take care of everything. And it's always the women that do this, and never the men, I would say. Also, when you're saying about women being emotional, I think we couldn't agree on this because there's a lot of studies that says the opposites, that women are emotional or women are not emotional. So I think that we can agree on this. But if I need to go in your way and say that women are more emotional, I would say that is because also of their education. Because men, when they are little boys, they are thought to be like strong. They're always being like, you're the best. And on the opposite, girls, they always have been taught to be like calm and just to be quiet. And I think that this differences between the gender when they are little children, it's like lead to a lot of differences when they grow up. And also the fact that in workplace in general, we tend to just favor main behavior like being strong, etc. But we can ask ourselves, why can't being kind or being, I don't know, being emotional can be seen in the right way? Because actually, maybe being emotional can lead to more compassion, also more understanding, and also more communication. We don't know this because I think that we tend to just put in the first place men's behavior, and that's why there's a lot of problems about women having their own places in the work industry, in firm and in factories, etc. Also, we can say that the fact that being feminine or being like quiet for women because they are being educated in this way is like very not well seen in the working class. It's because also of sexism that is really like current in a lot of everywhere actually. The thing I can say is that, for example, there is more men, there's more CEOs that are named John than CEOs being women. So there's a lot of differences between men and women, especially in firms. And I think like the firms, especially, they tend to be not woman-friendly places because they are constantly also, when you're a woman and you're just with 10 men in one room, it's not easy to just be bold and talk. And I think that's important to underline this because, of course, we said that women, they have not the same capacities as men, and that's why they can't reach higher level position, but that's not the case. It's because also the men, that it is a men that like rule everything, that have the high level positions, and that have like in their mind, I'll say like sexist stereotypes about women, like they are more fragile, they are more everything actually that is not going to work for a firm also. And I think that's a problem. And yes.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Emma. So with Emma, we closed the first round, and now we're ready to start for the second. As you know now, each debater will have one more chance to speak, but now you will have a bit less time, so you will have 3 minutes. So we can restart with Sylvia. Sylvia, are you ready? Do you need one moment from one round to another? Do you need one moment, or can we restart straight away? Scusa. Sì. Silvia. Sì, no, dicevo, possiamo iniziare subito col secondo round? O ti serve magari un attimo? I'm afraid there is a bit of connection problem.
I guess they are in the same place with Tamara Lorenzo.
Yeah.
Maybe they can speak from there.
Yeah, or I don't know if they're upstairs, maybe, if they are in the 6th floor office.
They're not at home.
I don't know. I was not sure. Let me ask to Tamara, do you know maybe if they are at home or
They entered
the office?
now. I guess they have problems.
They are in the office.
Okay, then let me check one moment with them. Just one. It's our upstairs office, so just.
Isn't there any substitution like football? Like,
No, we
You want to
don't
say
work
something
that
else?
way.
This is advertisement moment to promote your new business or whatever you are doing now.
We don't with others.
I couldn't understand.
Yes, as well. I don't know what is going on today with the connection in Turkey, but we lost also.
I think we are being banned from using internet.
I'm outside, that's why I couldn't hear it very well.
Okay.
Hey!
We have a guest. Yeah, Silvia.
Solo uno.
Okay, so okay, so we can restart for the second round. Silvia is here next to me. So, Silvia, the floor is yours for 3 minutes. I will translate. Okay.
Ok, allora io mi sono segnata un po' di cose nel frattempo. Intanto volevo rispondere a Iram, perché ho comunque sottolineato questa roba che io ho detto, ha detto che io ho parlato delle donne durante la pandemia. No, io ho parlato delle donne nella società in generale, ovvero che ci sono lavori essenziali che le donne ricoprono, lavori importantissimi sociali dove l'emotività è alla base e che ricoprono sempre, non solamente, cioè non hanno ricoperto solamente durante la pandemia. Questo lo volevo sottolineare perché non è stato capito. E poi volevo fare un commento un po' generale rispetto a un po' tutto quello che ho ascoltato, perché credo che ci sia da fare una distinzione tra il femminismo un po' spicciolo, ok? E la realtà delle cose. Qui si sta parlando di cose fisiologiche, ok? Quindi l'emotività è una roba fisiologica, la sensibilità sono cose, è tutto, rientra tutto in un cerchio di fisiologia che cambia da uomo e donna, ok? Quindi vi richiedo di chiudere gli occhi un secondo e di immaginarvi una donna leader, ok? Come appunto Iram ha fatto l'esempio di più donne leader. Ecco, immaginiamoci queste donne leader dopo il parto. Dopo il parto, e cosa accade? Accade questa magnifica cosa che si chiama depressione postpartum, ok? Di cui nessuno parla. Quindi le emozioni, delle emozioni bisogna parlarne, ok? Quindi prima la ragazza diceva appunto che parliamo solo delle emozioni negative. No, ok? Non parliamo solo di quelle, però ci sono e sono reali e non ne parliamo invece. Tendiamo sempre a parlare di quelle positive e non quelle negative, ovvero che hanno le donne. Il pre e postpartum, quindi l'assunzione di psicofarmaci, la menopausa. Questi sono tutti fattori che in un modo o nell'altro fanno da barriera rispetto appunto ad arrivare a livelli alti nel lavoro e nella società. E poi appunto volevo rispecificare un altro studio che prima non avevo citato, uno studio americano dove appunto è stata aperta, dove appunto in America è stato aperto questo centro per disturbi di umore, proprio perché è stato studiato che il 21% delle donne è incline alla bipolarità rispetto appunto in più rispetto agli uomini. Ok?
Okay, thank you very much. Just one moment, I will translate.
No, sto portando.
No. Okay. So Silvia started with a rebuttal. So first of all, she wanted to reply to what Ikram said, and she wanted to underline that in fact she wasn't saying that just in pandemic women were essential in certain jobs, but they are always very important and fundamental in supporting the civil society more in general. And there are many work that have a social impact, where their emotivity is in fact a plus. So that's why they are so fundamental. But she was also saying, let's not fall into a very cheap form of feminism, so not very valid one, and rather let's stick with the reality of the physiology that is different between men and women. And she was requesting, imagine what happened to a woman who is a leader, if she has to take important decision after delivering birth. There is a phenomena which is called depression postpartum. So it's really hard, you know, in certain physiological states of mind, let's say of emotional states, to take really important decision. And also, is not that the proposition team is not just trying to underline just the negative emotions that women can have, but we cannot deny them. That's the thing, you know. So there are also, of course, many positive emotional side that women have as men, but there are also some specific negative emotional side, negative in a way that they affect their performances that are there and cannot be denied. And also many statistics shows that in fact women are much more triggered to take psycho drugs. Okay, so this creates additional obstacles to their job performances. And she closes her speech with a research from US where that demonstrate that there was the need for some center for emotional disorders and cognitive disorders, and women were in fact 25% more represented into the bipolar disorder. So it's 25% more represented in the target group of people with bipolar disorder. So it's another way, let's say, to underline that there are certain emotional barriers that can block women more than men. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now we can proceed with Ikram. So Ikram, again, the floor is yours for 3 minutes.
Okay, hi again. Okay, thank you, Sylvia, again for your contribution. Okay, first of all, I must say that not just any woman, for the simple fact of being one, must be assumed to develop the traits that make up femininity. As you talk about physiological issues, I must say that psychological traits such as emotional expressiveness or communication skills and managerial skills can be very pronounced in one woman and very little in another one. As the same happen with men. Even the same person, it depends on the situational context, may have great emotions, control, or on the opposite things, or manifest their emotions more openly. Here in the social gender prescriptions come into play. I mean, in the public sphere, women tend to adopt more feminine roles and men more masculine. And normally in the private sphere, the behaviors are less stereotyped. For these reasons, it could be concluded that women and men, in comparative terms, have more similarities than differential skills and traits, and that gender polarization has favored the development of gender stereotype, which is unfortunately a distorted simplification of reality and not a coincidence of it. She talked about that women, when they give birth, they have some psychological problems with disorders and other issues, but I must say that this happens in just a time of the whole professional career. If we are gonna judge a woman and her work because one thing that happens in, let's say, a long term, I think it's not fair. And I must say that when she gives birth, I think that the father is gonna live the same situation as the woman, I mean, the situation at home can even affect the husband, who is the father, and he can affect his work also, not only the woman. So we mustn't speak in a generalized situation. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Ikram. Thanks a lot. And now we move to the Dokan for the last contribution from the proposition team. So Dokan, the floor is yours for a recap, summary, and conclusion from the proposition side.
Okay, I hope you can hear me now better. And
Yes.
I want to say something about Ikram's sentences. The first of all, as I said before, we are talking about equality and the fairness. And the thing that we want is we must be fair, not equal, because we are different than each other. Every person is different than each other. But in the high level of position or high level of jobs, we must be more careful about it, because we are talking about the jobs and companies and or just the positions. First of all, okay, let's say that we are the same as emotional. Okay, let's forget everything and let's be think about we are same with women and men. The first thing, the period, it happens every month, and it affects, of course, it affects the emotionally every woman. Okay, it's maybe sometimes some months it's not too much or too less, but it affects in any way. And as you say, Ikram, breathing baby is unfortunately only woman can do it. So also it affects your responsibilities at job and at the house or with your children. And the other stuff, as you say, pregnancy. The first of all, I want to say that you say that whole career on the whole career just one time, or it depends on you. Maybe you will not. Maybe the woman will not be pregnant. Maybe they don't want to make it children. So it's another topic. And before pregnant, the woman can go off, day off, like 3 months, at least 3 months, because after 7 or 6 months you cannot able to work or go and do some stuff. And after the birth, you need to stay at home with your baby at least 1 year, because you need to breathe and you need to take care of your children. And you say that also for that needs to do that, but it's optional. I mean, if your dad wants to day off or just quit the job, it's okay, but it's optional. And to sum up, I want to say that again, as I said before, and Sylvia explained you, we are not talking about the rules. We are just recommending for women, because we are different than each other, and we have some responsibilities in the life, not only at home or not only at babies. So, as the research say that women affected more than men in the psychological stuff. And if you check the antidepressant stuff or hormonal stuff, affects women and men's mind. So it's so clear that, as we say before, the women should not be placed in the high-level positions more than men. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dokan. Thanks a lot. And now we move to Emma for the closing speech recap from the opposition side. So Emma, the floor is yours for the next 3 minutes.
Okay, so during this whole debate, we kind of questioned if women are capable of or should be, or etc. But we didn't ask ourselves, are men also capable of this? Because we always question if women are capable of doing this or this, but we never question if men are capable of doing the same thing. Because maybe women can do it better, we don't know, because they don't have those levels, they didn't reach the jobs that men can do sometimes. Also, we can ask ourselves, do we want to live in a world where it's only ruled by men? Because we said okay, women, they can be mothers, they have to be wives. We tend to forget that we cannot define a woman by her children or pregnancies or a husband. We cannot do this because we cannot. It's impossible, because we're women. We are we are human, but we are not only mothers or wives. And I think that's a thing that came a lot in your discourses. And I wanted to say that, underline that we have to stop defining women by their womb, and also try to not forget the dads, of course, because the dads also is a full-time job. Being a dad is also time consuming as being a mom, but we tend to forget this also. So I think that the main obstacles for women to just climb up the social ladder and be gaining the same opportunities as men is like their social conditions, also their education that is like gendered in difference, in the fact that there is differences between raising a boy and a girl, also the patriarchy, of course, because we are living in a world where women have less chances of reaching the same jobs as men, and it's the case. We have to do something against it, but we haven't done yet. Also because of everything that is put in place in order to make women feel less bold and so on and so on. For example, we know that and a study said that men use 75% of the speaking time in a work meeting, and it took women 23 more times than another man. So yeah, we tend to forget that even if women want to go to have a great job and reach the social ladder, they can't, because sometimes they don't have the opportunity, and also when they go home, they have to do everything that their husband or so on didn't do it. So yeah, I think like we should ask ourselves about also the place of men and their capacities to do high-level job, because we tend to forget that women can do great things also, but we do not put in place what men do, and etc. Yes, I think I've done. There's time left. Oh, sorry. What can I do? What can I do? Yeah, I think I'm done. I'll just wait for. Oh, is it?
Please stop, I think.
Okay, I think
Froze.
sorry, because I thought what was going on. I was lost. The timer is still like on. Okay.
Yeah, okay, I will continue. I will share the screen. Wait a moment. Time counter.
Okay, sorry. My laptop.
Hi, you're back, Jacopo.
Yeah, just the last 5 seconds. It disconnected.
Okay, please start sharing the screen again, or I do it if.
No, it's. I think it was over anyway.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, that did. Okay, done. Ready. Done.
Yeah, no, actually, okay. Thank you very much to our dear debaters. I'm not the host of the Zoom event, so I cannot create a private room for the adjudicators, because we should leave now approximately.
Okay, I can create the room.
Okay, so Esmeralda, Patricia, and Julia now.
Yes.
You just assign yourself to one room. Just create one extra room, and you will assign yourself, Patricia and Julia. So now they will, in 10 minutes, they will share their evaluations, and then they will come up with the final result of the winning team. And in the meanwhile, for the next 10-15 minutes, we might request some comments from our observers. So we have Francesca, Erilda, Alper, we have Lavinia, Tamara, Gabri, and Mary. So please, I will just leave the floor to you if you would like to make any comment. It will be much appreciated.
Hi, can I go?
Yes, please.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So first of all, it's a pleasure to be here. Congratulations to both sides, because it was really, I think it was really difficult to, from one side, from so the opponent team, like usually, I think that we are used to as a woman, and also as like a
in a general conversation or debates, we are used to defend this side, but also through this exercise, through the debate, we have the chance to deepen our knowledge. So how to sustain, how to support our side. So you find like interesting studies. To the other side, on the other hand, we have the proposition team that was really difficult. Also, I was with Silvia, and I knew that it was really, really difficult to say, okay, I'm a woman, so I cannot achieve this in my life. It's really hard, but you all did a really great job. Just a little bit of advice, if I can, like nothing. I'm not an expert, but it's just something that I would like to share with you. You use some sources and some really interesting topics or food for thoughts. Sometimes it was really a kind of little bit difficult, or it could have they could have been developed more. Let's say you could use them in a better way to support your ideas. And also for the sources, maybe to just mention a little bit, maybe the name or something more about the study. But apart from that, it was really, really interesting. And I really loved I am an Italian speaker, so I could really understand what Silvia was saying, and I really loved her explanation about her point of view, and also the exercise, like close your eyes, imagine it. It was really interesting and captivating. I don't know. Okay, this is my part. I stopped talking. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Franci. And
Jacopo, if I may add something, or you would like to say your position?
No, we just want to say thanks because Silvia is thanking as well. That's it.
Okay, so hello.
I was saying I hope I didn't mistranslate, because Francesca was underlining, she said very nice thing, and I was saying maybe I translated.
Jacopo, you did an amazing job. Sometimes I was thinking, oh my God, how could I translate this? And you did amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so what I wanted to say first is that the proposition team, in this case Silvia and Dokan, they were 2.5 because of Jacopo. No, that's just a joke. But generally, the debate was conducted well, and I will not say which team did win, according to my opinion, but I will say that one team was giving up their position by making some statements. So they were giving up their position to the other team. So that's perfectly fine. But maybe the judges have different opinions. I don't hear Jacopo.
I'm just explaining.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. That's it, Mustafa. Do you want to add something?
No, that's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, maybe Tamara, Lavinia, Erilda, Gabri, Alvaro.
I want to say something like Francesca said something like it's like it was difficult for the proposition team, is the name, proposition team, to elaborate their arguments. And for us also, we think that is difficult, but we must reflect that most than 80% of the population thinks in that way. So we have to really reflect about that. That is like a fact, and it's a common way of thinking in the global population. So we must be aware of that. And also surprised me like the starting point that like woman has to be home, woman wants to have children, women are so emotional. Never doubt about maybe women doesn't want to have children, or you know, and that surprised me like a lot. But it was so nice, and I really like both parts, and I think they made a great job. So I have to congratulate them, and thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Lavinia. Thanks a lot. I don't know if Ari and Gabri, I think.
May I?
Please, Ari. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacopo. So first of all, I would like to say thank you and to congratulate both teams, proposition and opposition side, because they both really did a great job by giving arguments and rebuttals. But I would really like to ask Silvia if you believe the arguments that you protected, because if you don't believe that, it must have been a very tough job to protect this side. So
she thinks complete opposite.
Okay, so this is a plus, I think, in my opinion, for you, that you had to protect those arguments. So very great job. Congratulations. And I can say that for Dokan, it might have been the easiest part. I don't know if it is, but in my opinion, because he might believe that women cannot reach higher level jobs because they are more. Yeah, Dokan, am I right? But anyway, also about the opposition team, Emma and Ikram, I think they were giving really good arguments and based on studies that they mentioned, and they were really clear for me, in my opinion. And let's see what judge is going to say about who will win or not based on the requirements for the debate. So congratulations again and good luck both. Thank you.
Thank you. Dokan, do you want to reply to this accusation of being a patriarchal machist?
Honestly, I didn't understand, but I just checked what everyone asked to Silvia. Silvia, are you really support or not? But nobody asking me. Am I look like I'm support or not?
I'm sorry. Now you have your time to reply.
This is what you did is.
No, but seriously, Dokan, maybe do you want to share? Like, was it? Do you agree? Do you agree partially? Do you disagree with your position?
Okay, it's really hard to. First of all, we cannot find argument really. I told to Tamara and the other girls that they asked me how many argument you have, and I say 6 or 7, but they're too empty because there is no big argument that I can give. Because there's nothing, because it's nothing. I mean, I cannot defend it. It was really hard, and I don't know, it was hard.
Okay. Yeah, I think we all agree in saying that it was a bit unbalanced, let's say. Yeah. But nevertheless, you did great. And as Lavinia said, anyway, it was, even if we might consider motion to be a bit unbalanced, but still, we must consider that there are many people who believes in that, so it's important to bring it to the table, this kind of discussion. So thank you. And I guess Gabri, Alper, Tamara, Mary.
Yes, I can say something.
Okay, let's go with Tamara and then Gabri.
Tamam.
First, I want to say congratulations for the both teams, because I think you did a very good work. And even we are in the 21st century, it was so difficult to collect data because in our team, I'm in the ICRAM team, and because a lot of people continue think that the emotion and woman relationship must to be together, and I think we need to develop a little bit more, and we need a lot of work in this kind of things. And that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Gabri?
I think he's offended. I think he's offended.
Yes, I think he left.
Yeah.
Alper, do you want to go next, please?
Yeah, if it's okay with you guys, because firstly, I thank you for giving me the chance to speak and learning many things about your debate. Firstly, I obviously, as far as I know, everyone is supporting the side of women can work in leadership. I'm sure. I mean, no one can say that women shouldn't work in a higher position. I mean, it's because it's not only sexist, but also like preventing from like against freedom. Okay, and because of that, the question is not very smart. I mean, in my opinion, maybe it could be a little bit soft question because it's very strict question, like shouldn't work. For example, my mom is a chief in her work, and she works better than all of them. and I believe that's why I believe women can work sometimes better than sometimes worse. It doesn't mean that women shouldn't work. And also, I want to not judge, but maybe criticize the side of the defender of women. They say they are so soft to defend. It doesn't matter how if you're right or not. It doesn't matter how easy to defend, but they are too soft, and they made a tactical mistake. So tactically, I think one of them is I think her name is Ikram. She said that men are statistically more sensitive than females. And then she said leadership position requires like sensible things, like as far as I understand, maybe I might be wrong. And yes, that's true. If you are a leader, leader people have a good communication skills and emotions and empathy. So I think they make tactically wrong, in my opinion. That's why that is the only feedback I can give. Thank you.
Can I say something?
No.
Can I say something or not?
Yes, sure.
Yes, go
about what Alper, sorry if I don't pronounce it good. I just want to say one thing. I mean, you said that leadership, I mean, women in leadership, they can use this sentimental part that you said that they have. I mean, what do you expect from a woman or a man in a leadership position? I mean, they are there to help people, no? Their people in their country or around the world, no? So if you can't understand your people, if you can use your emotions to understand them, how you can help them? How you can know how they feel, what do they need?
Exactly, this is what I'm saying. What's the tactical or wrong thing is you prove that men are more sensible statistically, as far as I understand. Maybe I might be wrong because there was too much noise when I was listening to it.
I was saying that it depends on which study are you reading. Some of them, they say that men are more sensible and the others said that women are more sensible. It depends on each person, on the context where they live, how they have been educated, where they have been raised. It depends on a lot of things, and not depends if he's or she's woman or a man.
Okay, but still you pronounce that. That's why it's tactically wrong. I wouldn't say that. So
no, it's not.
At the same time, you can't defend that you can't say that emotional people are less likely to work in a higher position. I mean, you can't say it at the same time.
I can give you a lot of women names: Christine Lagarde, Ursula von der Leyen, Kamala Harris. They're women, strong women, and they are leaders. They are leaders.
I think I couldn't express myself, but okay. But because what I said is, man can be sensitive in some research, and if so, the other side can have the chance to say, that's why men are always leaders. They are more sensitive and they can help people more. I mean, I wouldn't pronounce it. I wouldn't pronounce that research. I mean, to hide the information in order to win. I mean, it's.
You cannot generalize. I mean, as a woman, I can say that men are. They get angry very fast. They get in fights very fast. They can't control their emotions. Blah 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 blah.
Okay.
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 Judge can go the other room to choose who's win, Alper or Ikram. This is debate.
No.
Okay. No, thank you. It's a very interesting conversation. We might really continue in some of our session. Alper, visit us and we will keep discussing the topic. Let's now close with the contributes of the observers. So we still have Mary and Gabriele if they would like to share.
Yeah, okay, I can speak. Sorry, I had some problem with my audio. I tried to connect several times. I was losing the connection. Okay, now I'm here. So first of all, thank you, everyone. Also, because for, I think, 3 of the debater was the first time, just Ikram, if I remember well, was experienced. But so, congratulations to everyone. And was really interesting. Also, if as also Jacob said, I think the motion itself was a bit unbalanced, like in the way that was written, that personally I didn't like too much, but actually, yeah, as a topic, it's still an important topic and a really important topic and actual. So thank you for all the intervention. And I would like just to say something, because now I was also thinking that actually, I remember in one exam in the university that was analyzed the way that Angela Merkel was making politics. And it was considered the fact that the way that she was acting was like typically manly style. So it's still true that the role of the patriarchal after in leadership still has a power, and this probably is one of the biggest motivation that with all the gender gap that limits women to reach some higher level, more than emotional, that it's more related to the cultural aspect, and so how we are ready to educate it to the emotion to express them. But so thank you so much. It was really interesting. And as also Francesca said, I want to congratulate really with Silvia, because I knew that she was, in the beginning, she said, no, I cannot do this motion. And instead she was really great. And I really liked, because also the way that she expressed herself, in my opinion, was really original. And I really liked, but was my favorite one. But thank you, everyone.
Grazie Gabri. Volevo appunto aggiungere solamente una roba, poi la smetto. Ovviamente, scusami. Sì, come non so se si è capito, ma io in realtà appunto ovviamente non credo ovviamente in quello che ho detto, insomma, nel dibattito, nella parte del mio dibattito, anzi credo ovviamente l'opposto, credo anzi che le donne possono fare tutto e possono fare quello che fanno gli uomini. Credo però che ci sia qualcosa di fisiologico tra uomo e donna che sia diverso, e ho voluto sottolineare l'importanza della depressione, ad esempio postpartum, perché la depressione la può provare chiunque, la depressione post o prepartum la può provare effettivamente solamente una donna. Quindi ho voluto appunto sottolineare solamente quello, le piccole differenze che però sono fisiologiche e ci possono essere, però non sono quelle che poi non ci possono portare appunto a raggiungere i livelli alti. Stop.
Okay, so thank you. Okay, so thanks so much, Gabriele. I'm speaking on behalf of Silvia. So she said, thank you very much, Gabriele, for your congratulations. She just want to underline that she do not really stand for her team's position. So it was just for the sake of the debate and not her personal ideas and her personal thoughts that she shared. She believes that women can do, in fact, everything. There are no limits, there are no things that women cannot do. She just wanted to point out how, at the same time, despite she believes this, but she also believes that there are some physiological differences between men and women, and there are some emotions that are can be slightly different between men and women, and also some disorders like the postpartum depression. It's something that men cannot really experience. So she thinks that, let's say, men and women are not the same, but it do not mean that that women cannot reach high level job position and so on. Yeah.
Yes.
See? Thank you very much. I don't know if Mary would like to share.
And also, just if I can say something, one thing is like the depression postpartum is just happening in one woman of thousands of women. It's not a fact that is always happening. So because I really got interested with this argument from the thing with this.
Let me share also something about this. Also, something that I remember I studied. So it's not my personal thought, but something I studied that it's wrong to consider that just women have period. It's visible in the case of women when they have period, but men has the same hormonal cycle, and they have the same monthly hormonal cycle. So there are some periods where men they do not have a visible sign of the period, but in fact it also exists this cycle of hormones that also affect monthly men. So it's absolutely correct to consider that in fact even men have their period during the monthly cycle.
Yes, and also we can see that, sorry, Jacopo, I know that I'm making longer, but also we can see that the same way that the women have the menopausic period, also men have this kind of menopausic, but it's called andropausic. And this is the period when the hormones, male hormones drops, and is there also some consequences, some physical consequences that, for example, they are impotent when they are trying to have sex and these kind of things. So yes, so they have also the andropausic, and not only women are affected by, as you said, Jacopo very well said, from the hormone cycles.
Also, I read that the middle age crisis affect much more men than women. Like when you turn 40, after the 40 years old, some people experience this kind of middle age crisis. You don't feel young anymore, let's say, and there is some little crisis, and it affects men more than women, according to what I remember that I read, let's say. So of course, I mean, I personally agree with what Celia said. It's like I don't think that men and women are the same, but not that one is better or yeah. It's just we have some different, maybe different emotional side, but my opinion is also the same, that both men and women are emotional. They are emotional human beings, let's say. It's very stupid to think that men are not emotional as well. This is also a very stupid stigma from my point of view. Alper.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I want to say just there's.
Alper, we cannot hear you. Okay,
yeah,
now
there are advantages of periods. Like you can see the different side of the like risks. For example, you are going to start a company, and when you change your mood, maybe it can prevent you to start, but you can see the other side when you, because of the mood changes, like cycle. I mean, there are advantages of having a period, emotional period. I mean, you can see both sides, and you can judge better. So it can maybe give you a better judgment of the risks and advantages, something like that. Maybe no one talked about this.
Okay, thank you, Alper.
Actually, also, if I point out one thing, is that the menstruation has not a correlation with the mood of the women, not in every case, but there is one correlation that is in every case, and it's a scientific comprobated. You can check it in the strength. So, for example, when you are trained, when you are working out, and you are in your period, you can lift much weight rather than when you are not in your period. And this happens also with the resistance of your muscles. So there is a scientific correlation, and you can check, as I said, but there is not a correlation in the mood. Just some women are having these changes in moods also because of their physiological aspects. For example, some of us suffer pain in our uterus, and this is the main reason because our mood is changing. Just because if you have a pain inside of you, in some point you are a bit more irritable. But it's not in every case, because not all the women have these changes of moods, and not all these women have these pains inside of their uterus, as I said. So yes, but it's very interesting to check the correlation with the strength and resistance. So yes.
In Italy now, it's considered harassment if you, in a work environment, if you point out at a woman that she's behaving, I don't know, nervously, or she's not in a good mood and so on, and you link with period. It's like, are you in your period that you are so in a bad mood? This is considered harassment now. Like it was in, I don't know, 2-3 years ago.
I love Italy in this aspect.
So yeah, you can even sue I don't know, a work colleague whatsoever in case of a comment like that. It's considered sexual harassment. Okay, let's move to, because Mary is not connecting anymore, so let's move to our adjudicators. So back to Esmeralda, Patricia, and Julia for their analysis and announcement of the winning team.
Okay, we decided that each of us will give some short comments, and Patricia will announce at the end the winner. So I can go first, very, very briefly. First of all, I would definitely like to congratulate the 4 debaters for their efforts into making their arguments and preparing everything. Of course, it's not an easy topic. It's quite challenging, and there are many things that you can bring on the table, and it's even more challenging for the ones who had to stand by the motion that in fact in their real opinion is against it, like Sylvia mentioned it. But actually this is one of the beneficial things of the debate, is the beauty of the debate, that you learn and you challenge yourself by defending some arguments that you don't believe that you can, and it's good for the person to develop their critical thinking in this regard, and also open their horizons to other opinions or other perspectives that maybe they didn't think of. Or it can even happen that debaters, they change their opinion, their real opinion, due to the arguments that the debaters are giving. So it has happened before in our previous experience. So I have been adjudicator in over 20 debates, and most of the time the debaters make our life very difficult to judge and to come up with a decision. We, the 3 of us, we had comments for each debater, and the difference between the two teams was quite small, let's say, in points, if I would say it in this sense. We pointed out similar and different things from what we thought that the debate went like. In my opinion, one of both teams did good, of course. In my personal opinion, one of the teams was more, let's say, in terms of role fulfillment and giving their argument with more convincing skills, more persuasive in what they were saying, rather than the other one, who could probably have given more wider overview, let's say, but the way how it was presented to the audience was not so much persuasive, let's say. And also the winning team, in our opinion, was more coherent in following and defending their position. And yeah, I would just like to congratulate both of you. Both are winners, as we say in SNG, but one is more winner than the other. Jacopo, don't laugh. And yeah, I will give the floor to Julia, and then for her comments, and then Patricia will give hers and announce the winner. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I want to say that the debate was very interesting and fruitful, I think, in my opinion, and congratulations to all of you. And I think that young people should talk more about this issue, as women seem to be in fashion nowadays, and sometimes we forget that, sorry, making politics about this is not the best option. So personally, it has helped me to listen different points of view, which always help you to see other perspectives that we not thought before. And yes, as Esmeralda said, one group was more confident, and I have to say I really like both, but one gave counter arguments, and I think they support each other more, and yeah, they were more convincing. So I really like the speech, and thank you for participating here. And Patricia, I give you the floor.
Well, so yes, I would like to be brief. I just want to say that also, again, thank you to all of you. I really enjoyed the debate. I was also the promoter of this topic, and everything started because I had a discussion. I don't want to say an argument. It was just a normal discussion with one guy while I was in Turkey. And he told me this statement, and this is why I decided to, I remember, and I said, okay, let's try to make a debate about this topic. So I also appreciate that you would like to join to the debate. And as Esmeralda was saying, the differences between the two teams were super few in terms of rebuttals and arguments. Both of you did well, but there was just one team that showed a bit more passionate when they were discussing and when they were offering their arguments rather than the other one. And this was the little drop, the little detail that make us to decide for one team instead of the other team.
Patrick, yes. Sorry, I just interrupt. If we can all unmute our microphone, so when you announce, we can clap our hands.
Okay, of course. So if you want, Jacopo, I can already announce it.
Drum roll.
Let's all unmute, please, the microphone.
Okay, so
Patricia.
Okay, so people, are you going to make noise or not?
Yes.
No. After you
So after, I have to say first of all, who is the winner?
Yes.
Okay. So today's debate, we thought for a very few and little difference, the proposition team, Silvia and Dokan, were the winners.
Win.
Thank you. Congrats, guys. Congrats to everyone.
And I would like just to point it out again. It was just because they were a bit more passionate debating and showing their arguments. It was not for other reasons. So yes.
They were patient to leave women in that situation, not to reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And Dokan.
Patriarchalism wins again.
Yes.
No.
We are very used to. Why not once more?
Okay. So thank you very much. Okay, so we are done. Thanks a lot for this opportunity. Thank you to everyone, and congratulations once again to all the debaters and to the proposition team for winning. And see you to next event. Have a very nice evening. Bye bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Goodbye. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Take care.